Okay, so we've gone over our disclaimers, everything that's included in our bag. What we're first gonna do is when you're ready to go, take everything out of your bag. What I'm gonna first suggest doing is putting your gloves on. These are mediums, they might not fit me. I have very large hands. Okay, gloves on, take your tube of color. This tube of color, there's going to be a couple things I'm going to assume that you have at home that are not included in the box. One is a weighing scale. So if you have like a kitchen scale, that would probably be the best way to do this. This is how I do this at home. Take your bowl, set it on your scale, turn the on button on. I'm going to pretend like I have my scale here because I do not. Then you're going to take your color tube. At the end of the color tube, I'm trying to see if you can see that. Do you see how there's a pointy tip on the end? You can't really see that, but on the inside here is a pointy tip. So you take this tip off, you turn the cap upside down. I'm not gonna do this because I'm not gonna apply this color to my hair. You put it here and then you push, and that opens this bottle of color. You wanna push really hard because if you only open it a little bit, you're gonna have to squeeze really hard to get that color out. So shove it in there, take it out, and color should probably start coming out a little bit. Okay, so pretend that this color tube does not have a cap on it. You're gonna take it over, start at the top, and you're gonna slowly pinch, work your way down. Don't go down here and because then you'll be stuck with a bunch up here. So start up here and pinch it down, all the way down, and you're gonna fill up your bowl, depending on how much hair you have. I'd say for you guys, it's going to be better to mix a little more than a little less. And most people, because you're not going to get 2 applications out of 1 tube, I would say just mix the whole tube and then throw away whatever you have left over. So basically, you're going to do your best to squeeze this all out. This tube is 2 ounces. So you're going to squeeze out the entire tube. Hopefully your scale will read 2 ounces. Whatever your scale ends up saying, once you've gotten as much out as you think you can get out, fights are erupting out there. This is mommy trying to work at home. We're gonna hope she doesn't find me. Once you get as much out of the tube as you can, hopefully it'll say about 2 ounces, then you're gonna get your developer. So this, I've given you 2 ounces of color. I'm gonna give you 2.5 ounces of developer just because some will get stuck in the Rubbermaid when you pour it out. So take your Rubbermaid, open it up, dump out your developer, until it's equal parts color to developer. So say you ended up only having 1.9 ounces of color, then you would zero out your scale, put in 1.9 ounces of developer, 1-to-1 ratio, color to developer. Once you have your developer in, take your color brush, stick it in, mix it really good. We're talking creamy, no lumps. You don't want any lumps. So just keep mixing, swipe the sides, make sure it's all incorporated. Just keep mixing, keep mixing, keep mixing until it's a nice creamy color that is no lumps. You don't see any developer in it anymore, any of the white developer. It's all one consistency and one color. Once you have that, you're gonna take your hair, and this is another thing I'm assuming that y'all have is clips or rubber bands at home, okay? So you're gonna think about the head in 4 sections. I'm gonna take the edge of this brush is really great. So say you have color on here, just wipe it off really good in your color bowl, okay? You're gonna take your brush, take the end of it, or you can take a comb if you have one, and part straight down the middle of your hair. Even if your part line's on another side, just go straight down the middle, okay? Then you're gonna go back to where your head starts to bend to the back, okay? So where you're still up top and it hasn't started bending yet, take your comb there and run it down to just back behind your ear. Now I'm gonna run into my extensions, so this is gonna be fun. Okay, so you run to just back behind your ear. So see how I've created a quadrant of hair right there, okay? So it is from, I don't know if you can see that, from the top of the head back to behind the ear, and then from the middle of the part line down, okay? So we're gonna create 4 quadrants of the hair, and take this and you're gonna pin it out of the way. Okay, make sure it's fully pinned out of the way. Take a rubber band and do a messy knot with it, whatever you want to do there, okay? So that's quadrant 1. I should have brought clips up here with me, sorry y'all. Then you're gonna take same spot on the top of the head that this one went down, same thing on the other side. Take it, go all the way down to back behind the ear. If you need to, take a comb and comb it forward and get that You want these nice, neat sections, okay? So that they don't have any overlap or any crazy hairs getting caught everywhere. Just do nice, neat sections. If you need to repart it, repart it. Again, twist that, twist that, twist that. Put it into a clip, okay? So here's quadrant 1, quadrant 2. Then we're gonna go to the back. You're gonna go from that same point at the top of the head, go all the way back down to the bottom, okay? So this section over here, again, you're gonna wanna pull all the sides, comb it however you need to, turn it, twist it, twist it, twist it, clip it right there, okay? That's quadrant 3. And then obviously this one over here, same deal, quadrant 4, okay? Now when we apply the color, we are going to work backwards. We're gonna start in quadrant 4 and work our way up to the front. So keep these pinned out of the way, and you're gonna start in the back here. Now in my bathroom, I can be looking in my husband's mirror, and then I have a mirror on the back of my closet door, and I can open that door like a third of the way, and then I can see the back of my head. So if you have some sort of contraption like that where you can see the back of your head, or if you have a spouse who will help you or someone else who will help you, it's a lot easier than trying to do it yourself. Like if you're doing it without looking, it's fine because it's not going to be perfect. We're pinch hitting. This is what this is all about, is pinch hitting. So if you have a few gray spots you didn't get covered all the way in the back, whatever, I'll get them next time. But what I would suggest is having, even your husbands can do this. My husband has done this, okay? So you're going to start in reverse order of your quadrants. You're going to start in your last quadrant that you sectioned off first. So you're going to start in quadrant 4, okay? And if I had this all pinned up, obviously this would all be nice and neat and not like gone together. Okay, so you're going to take this out of the pin, out of the clip that you have. Again, I have extensions in here. I'm not an ideal client for this. Okay, so you're going to take it out, dip the color in the bowl, and you want to get a decent amount of color on your brush. You don't want to load it up so it's caked on. Just put some on the tips of the brush, like right in this area here, okay? Then you're going to come in and you're going to paint. The first thing you're going to do is outline this quadrant. So you picture like where the outside of this quadrant is, and you're just going to come in like this. Touch it, make sure you're touching at the base of your scalp, and run it through the gray part of your root, all the way around the quadrant, okay? You need to get more color, go down, hold it into the interior. Show you the back, okay? You're gonna be going down, going on your grays. Again, if you're trying to do it, you really need to either have somebody else do it for you or have a mirror so you can see what you're doing back here. Okay, so you're going to go down, do the grays, go up underneath, get all these little hairs under here, pull them up in, okay, and then make sure you get really good back behind the ear right here, okay, and you have that entire quadrant covered, the outside of it covered. Then you're going to come down, you're going to start at the bottom, and you're going to take horizontal subsections. So I'm going to hold the tip of my comb right at the base of my scalp right here and run it horizontally across and take a small section of hair, okay, and let it fall. Dip my comb in my color, come back, go down, go up, okay, so you're going down on the bottom root, up underneath on the top root. Again, tip of the color brush to the side of the scalp, take a horizontal section across, use your finger, my fingers are coming in on the brush, pull it down, okay? I'll explain that again. Color on here, down on the bottom, get all the way to those edges, up to the top. Okay, when you're going to part, you part across with the brush. Then my thumb and my top index finger are swiping the top of that brush and separating out that hair and pulling it apart, okay? Grab more color, do the bottom, do the top, and you're gonna work this all the way up, slowly, horizontal subsections, all the way up that quadrant of hair. Things you could do wrong. Take a giant chunk like this, or that didn't feel too giant, but okay, so you take a giant chunk of hair like with my extensions down, okay? You're gonna paint that. That color is not gonna reach all the way through that section because it's way, way, way too thick. You need to be taking like 1/2 inch sections is what I would say, 1/2 inch horizontal sections. So you take those all the way up So you just work yourself until you're getting all the way up. Take a section. Now in the front you can kind of see. So you go here, down, go across all the way. And then you got to go up to the top one. Okay. Then you take your part line. Now I can look in the mirror for this. Go all the way across. Drop it down. Color. Down. Up. Okay. And you're going to go like this and work your way through the whole head, going all the way up, till at the top of this quadrant, you basically are at a triangle section. You know, you're left with a triangle. So you just keep taking your sections off of it till you get down to that tiny little triangle at the top. And then you have that, what's left, you're down, you're up, and then you mesh the two, okay? So you basically do, it is hot in here. Okay, basically you do that quadrant. Repeat the same thing to quadrant 3. Outline the entire quadrant, 1/2 inch subsections all the way up to the top. Then you move over to this front quadrant. Okay, same exact thing. Outline the quadrant. Make sure when you pull this back, you get all these little hairs up in here. Get all these up around your face. All these that want to hide kind of back behind your ear, pull them out and get up on those. Start at the bottom. Horizontal subsection. Color, down, get that little hair, down, up, okay, another subsection, more color, go down, up, okay, do that all the way till you get to the top. Do your last quadrant over here, outline it all, 1/2 inch horizontal subsections, you work your way up the head this way, okay. You're done, okay? You put all, you're not fully done, but you're done applying the color. So what you can do to check to make sure you've got good coverage all the way through is, you know how we took horizontal subsections all the way up, right? In each quadrant, we took horizontal subsections. To check it, just run your comb vertically. Take vertical sections, run it all the way through, part it this way, and check and make sure there's color all there. And if you want a little extra, put some in your bowl and just throw some extra into those vertical. And in this one, you take huge chunks, okay? Take another big vertical section down another quadrant, part it, more color, just make sure. This is just checking your work, making sure that there's color covering all those spots by your scalp. Then what you can do when you're done with that is take a wide tooth comb, and you're gonna just take it and just gently comb through that scalp area. So that you're gonna comb, not like, you don't have to take the comb and go all the way through, but just take it and kind of comb, and that's just gonna blend that color you put on onto your previous color. So just kind of gently comb that down on the scalp all the way through the hair. And then once that's done, I would take a towel or a paper towel or a baby wipe, probably not toilet paper in our current crisis, and just kind of clean up your face if you got a bunch on your face, because it will stain a little bit. And then you're gonna let it set. You're gonna let this process for 30 minutes, unless you're told different. And some people I have processed for 40 minutes if they have resistant gray. So I will tell you exactly how long to let it process for. With a deposit color like this, you are not gonna over process it. It doesn't go darker the longer you let it sit on there, but you can under process it. So just make sure you aren't rinsing too early. If you leave it on like 10 minutes too long, not a big deal. And then when you rinse it out in the shower, lean your head back. The only concern really in the shower is you don't want it getting in your eyes. So make sure you're tilting your head back, scrub it out, rinse all the color out really good with water to start with. And then once you feel like most or all of the color is rinsed out with water, then you come in with a shampoo, suds it up really good, you know, don't scratch your scalp, but just give yourself a good little scalp massage with your shampoo, and then apply your conditioner. So I think that is it. Please let me know if you have any questions at all, and hopefully this will work. So A, no store-bought colors during this time, and B, you won't have to live with your grays. All right, talk to you soon.